Hey guys, welcome back. This is Jon and Mitch with CGCB podcast, and today we are finally talking about cigars. I know we're getting off topic a bit and talking about guns and not really cars, and then back to guns some more. So let's talk about cigars. So I know the past 2 weekends I've been out of town visiting my dad. Luckily, y'all got to see the Q&A I did with Dad. We have some cigars, and this past weekend I went down again and had cigars again. So this last time we had, I think it was Cohiba. Shit, I forgot which Cohiba it was, but we had Cohibas.
I don't remember.
But me and Dad had Cohibas, and before that we had the Maker's Mark Bourbon cigars. Really good cigar. It's on, I wouldn't say on the heavy end, but it's getting close to that end. I know it's more full, closer to what you would like.
A lighter. Yeah, no, the Maker's more of like a lighter side of the Maduros, and then I don't remember which Cohiba you smoked, but yeah, it looked like from what I saw, it looked like a Cohiba Black, which is a Maduro, which those are actually pretty good. Um, I like the blues a little more. Aren't bad. Not really my thing though.
Yeah. The the Cohiba we had it wasn't a like a real higher end, I guess you would say. It was
Mm,
more of a Dominican type style Cohiba. It was in more of the mid range.
mm,
Wasn't very hard. But we also had some tobaccos and not the little cigarillo size. We had the full
mm.
size tobacco, and as you know, those are sweet. They are dark but sweet at the
Yeah,
same
not
time.
really. I'll tell you another story. My brother, he smokes these. I have one left in here. It's about the only cigar I got in there. Is these Javas. They're like
Okay.
Java infused. Like this one's a latte flavored cigar. I'm not a big fan of them. Like I don't drink coffee or anything like that. And I don't really like that kind of flavor. But he loves the hell out of them. He'll smoke them all damn day.
I mean, whatever floats your boat, man. Yeah, that's what you like. That's what you like. Um, I
Mm-hmm.
I did find myself while I was smoking the tobacco that I got to a point to where I was like done because I just didn't like it no more. And it was a lot sooner than I usually smoke a cigar down to. Usually smoke it down is probably about that much right when it gets
Right.
to the label, and then I'm done. Dude, I was like
Mm-hmm.
halfway, and I couldn't do it no more. I don't know what it was, but I was
See,
just done.
I had an experience with that with the only Oliva that I've ever tried. The the lady down at the cigar store recommended it to me, so I'm like, yeah, no, I'll try it. I let it got like a quarter of the way down. I'm like, oh no, I don't like this. I don't remember which one it was. It was real rough. Had a real off flavor, something that I wasn't used to, and I put that thing out. I ain't touched the Oliva since. I mean, not saying that they don't make good cigars. They just didn't have one that I particularly liked, especially on that one. I'll tell you one to get whenever we go down to the training in Jacksonville, because the place that we work, they have their home office in Jacksonville, and every year you gotta go down there for training for like a week. Um, and so there's this little liquor store. It's got a humidor with a bunch of cigars in it, and I always get the. And this is probably one of my top fives. Is they got the H. Upman Bankers. I really enjoy those. They're good medium body. I we'll go get dinner, come back. I'll grab like three of them, smoke them right there at the pool at the hotel with a big old glass of bourbon or scotch or whatever we're drinking that night. Good old time.
Yeah. So last time we went, me, you, and our friend and coworker
Mm-hmm.
Matt, uh, we were drinking martini. Martini, not Rosso.
Y'all were drinking that. It wasn't me.
Yeah, no, you were drinking something else. Me and Matt were drinking the Fiend Martini. I
I
had,
think I had a handle of a Jim.
yeah, so I had Shine as well,
Yeah.
but I was reverting back to my Martini. I think it's a vermouth, but
Okay.
I mean it's good. I bought the big bottle for me and Matt to share, and
Yeah, that's what I remember.
yeah, me and him had that, and then I smoked. I think it was like no, it wasn't a Gurkha. It was wasn't a Perdomo neither.
I think you had a Macanudo.
That's it. I had a Macanudo Portofino,
Mm-hmm.
and then Matt. I don't know what the fuck he smoked, but we smoked the Macanudo with the vermouth, and I was drinking originally the vermouth with Sprite. Kind of like 70 vermouth. The rest Sprite, and then
Mm-hmm.
eventually I was like, no, this is just quit fucking around. We'll just drink this shit.
Yeah.
So then I just started drinking it on the rocks. Uh, I feel like the Macanudo went kind of well with the vermouth because the vermouth's not very heavy. It's not very strong, so therefore you
Mm-hmm.
can have a lighter cigar along with it. You could get bolder, being that it is a lighter. I think the lightness will help take up the boldness from a bold cigar. But I really think it paired well. But what I really would like with the whiskey I drink, not the whiskey, the bourbon I drink. What is it? The Perdomo. It's a
The
medium.
20th.
Yeah, Perdomo
That's
20th.
not a medium.
No, it's 20th. Damn it, dude. I forget which
The,
one.
the the 20th is one that I smoke. I don't know if you've had any of the other ones. But the 20th is like a full bodied cigar. The ones that are down from that would be like the champagne and the sun grown.
It
Um,
actually it was probably a Gurkha
okay.
because I've only had a Perdomo maybe once or twice, and I've had a bunch of Gurkhas.
Yeah, because you've only ever smoked the Perdomas with me, and I only get the 20th anniversaries.
Yeah, or a Rocky Patel 20th anniversary would go really well with it.
I did have a Rocky Patel the other day. That was one of their aged line. It was like aged 10 years, I think.
Hmm.
That one wasn't too bad. It was a little rough for my taste, but it was all right.
Bump the age up. The 15, 18, and 20 are really good. If you can find a 25, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It
I'll have to try it.
yeah, I found a 25 right after my cousin's funeral a few years ago.
Mm,
We were in North Carolina for his funeral, and we stopped at a cigar store right after the funeral for fucking what reason I don't know why, but we did, and I walked in there, and they actually had a decent selection. Lady had a cool ass parrot, so she let me play with the parrot while I picked up my cigar. And I just started smoking Rocky Patel, so I found the 25th. I got it, and then I got an 18 year. And then I smoked the 25 there and saved the 18. When I got back, I put it in my humidor, kept it for a few months, and then when I went to visit my dad, I gave it to my dad, so he really enjoyed it. But I'm looking forward to going back to the shop and finding something different. I'm just gonna go in there
we
and
need to put like $200 or $300 together and go in there and just buy as many cigars as we can.
yeah,
Because now the place that we go to, it's down on off River Street. It's owned by this older African lady, and I mean African like she from Kenya African,
from the
not like
continent.
yeah, sweet as can be. She'll talk shit to you if you talk shit to
Oh
her.
my
She's
God,
great. I
I
love
love
her.
her. Yeah, she's so nice.
But um, They got a huge selection of cigars. Like they got walls just lined with big old like 100 case humidors. Um, and they give local discounts. So if you're a local, you get a discount over all the tourists that come through Savannah. So yeah, so if we can get that like a couple $100 between us and go down there, we can get a good bit of cigars. And boy, do they have a selection. So like that's where I kind of really started getting into cigars was I started going to that place, and I would just I'd grab one that I liked, and I'd grab something new every time I'd go. And they started getting their own house cigars that are made by Alec Bradley, and those are actually pretty good. They're more on the lighter side, but they're nice. They're smooth. They got a good flavor. But I did try. I think I bought an acid from there one time. Really sweet. I did not like it. Um,
Was it one of the CC series?
I couldn't tell you. It had one of those like I want to say holographic, but like one of those like flashy metal wrappers, like brightly colored. You
Yeah,
know what I'm talking about?
yeah, most of them do, but I think I know which one you're talking about. It's not part of the CC series, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was like red, but I do have. They always keep my Perdomos in stock. They used to carry one. It was a Bugatti branded cigar that was really good. I don't think they make them anymore.
Welcome
But
to the new Bugatti.
yeah, pretty much. But so I'd smoke those, and then they started carrying H. Upmans. Now they didn't have the Banker. They carried a different H. Upman that I got my start with. Those were really good. I really enjoyed those. I need to find. They had a very peppery kind of flavor to them. They weren't harsh, but you can tell they were a little on the spicy side, and they were good. Um,
Spicy like Brandon Herrera's memes.
Not that kind of spicy,
Yeah.
but anyways, but I've tried a couple Gurkhas from there. Um, yeah, and their humidors are like kept like perfect temperature and humidity because like a lot of the other places I go to around here um, that stock cigars in a humidor, like their humidity
Terrible.
or something. Yeah, like a
Yeah.
lot of them are like really dry. And there's a place here in town where I live that they have a small walk-in humidor and a small selection. They don't carry my Perdomas anymore, so I'm kind of mad at them. So I can only get the Cohiba Blues for the time being. But
That's what
um,
I had. Cohiba Blue.
yep. But so what I do with them is I'll buy them out the humidor, and I'll take them home, and I'll set them in my humidor. I'll let them sit in there for 3 or 4 days before I even think about smoking them because I got to let them acclimate
Mm-hmm.
and get nice and evened out before it'll be any good. So, which let me check that real quick. I think I did that video the other day on upkeeping it, and I got to see if my is actually dropping. So I probably got to reseason my humidor.
Yeah, so guys, the other day Mitchell did post a video on how to season your humidor. Please go check it out. It's good information.
It wasn't on how to season. It was just like basic upkeep after you season it. But I'll probably
okay.
a video on reseasoning it. I just got to get some more of the cigar juice to do it because I'm kind of running out. So
Yeah, so I use the packets. I forget the fucking name for them.
oh yeah,
You know what I'm talking about, little brown packet.
yeah.
Yeah, so I use those, and I use the 75% packets, and then usually it'll keep mine around 72, 73%.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I'm going to watch your video so I can redo mine because I have the exact same humidor. Funny enough, guys, there's like 3 of us friends that we all went to school together since like we were kids, and we all got into smoking cigars together, and somehow we didn't plan this. We all had the exact same humidor.
Yeah, no, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, so me, you, and Remy have the exact same humidor.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, Remy got the hook up on his birthday this past year. His is packed to the brim, like he couldn't barely shut the lid. We had to go smoke a few
Damn.
to shut it. But I was like, dude, you need to make some room in there so you can get some humidity packets in there or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking. Yeah. No, I'll do a video on that, and then as soon as I actually figure out how to properly calibrate the hygrometer, I'll do a video on that too, because I'm having a hard time with that. I think I've got mine pretty good, but I'll do it because you're supposed to like put it into like a gallon size Ziploc bag with you take like a water bottle cap, fill it with like a teaspoon or something of salt, then make it, then dampen it and leave it for like 24 hours. So I'll probably do that while I'm seasoning that. But yeah, which I can get my brother to come get that Java, or you can have it because I'm not going to smoke it. And it's not going to be good sitting out of a humidor for a week.
Not at all. So, funny story about that. I was about 10 or 11 years old. My grandfather's brother, or my papa is what I called him,
Mm-hmm.
gave me a what he said was a Cuban cigar in a unsealed glass
I
tube.
remember seeing that in your bedroom back in high school.
Yeah, so he always said that he had a friend that had connections in Cuba from way back in the day, and he sent him cigars, and he used to smoke all the time. Well, he dialed back on smoking, so he just had that sitting in his drawer forever, just as a celebratory type deal.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I ain't know shit about cigars or humidors or anything. So he's like, you know what, son, you're growing up to be a decent man. You can have this cigar. I was like, Grandpa or Papa, I'm only like fucking 11 years old, dude. But okay, I'll take it, whatever. So I took it and I put it in my nightstand drawer and I left it in there for years.
And I remember coming over one night and I looked in it and I was like, dude, this cigar is like literally falling apart.
It was flaking. It was like the second I touched it, it crumbled. But the fact that it was my papa that gave it to me, I still tried to smoke it, and oh my god, guys, burnt my tongue and my throat. It burnt so fast. It was insane how fast it burnt. I mean, like, lit it, took a puff, and like pulled that much off the length. It was so fast. And it, like I said, burnt my tongue and my throat. And I think I was like 16 or 17 when I did that. So,
Yeah, it was. I think it was senior year. Yeah.
okay. So, yeah, I was probably about 17 or 18 then. So, it'd been sitting there for many, many years in that drawer,
Mm-hmm.
unseasoned or anything. Oh, God. I don't know how that didn't ruin me from cigars. Like, forever.
It might have been because you knew you shouldn't have smoked it then, and you still did. And
Yeah.
then you're like, I probably shouldn't, base cigars off this one bad experience because of my own dumbass.
Yeah, and I always see my dad when it was like a special occasion or he just felt froggy, he would have a Macanudo, a
Mm-hmm.
Portofino, and that kind of stuck to me. Like, if you feel classy or you feel like you're balling at the moment, you go out, you have a cigar, and that's what my dad did when he was feeling that way. So, uh, whenever I turned 18, I was like, you know what, I want to feel like a boss like my dad. I'm gonna get me a cigar. The first one, fucking Macanudo Portofino, had to do it to him. So, got me a Portofino. I think I got it from the Exotic Cigars on River Street. Uh, that was, I turned 18. I was still
About
8.
9 years ago.
Yeah, so I was still in the Army. I was home on leave, matter of fact. I just got out of boot camp before I was going to my unit. So yeah, I had my first cigar. I think about that time legally, but I mean I've had priors, but not supposed to because I was a fucking minor. And then I went on and I tried the little cigarello Macanudos.
Mm-hmm.
Those were okay, but
just didn't do it for you.
No, it didn't do it for me. It was nothing like having a Portofino. And a
Well, it's like
Portofino means the length, by the way, and the bitch is like fucking this long. For whatever reason, in my head, I didn't remember how long it was. So when I bought my first one, I pulled it out the tube, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
Well, see, nobody else names their cigars a Portofino except for Macanudo, so that's actually just one of their particular cigars that they make. Because you have, when you lengths, you have like your Toros, your Churchills, your Torpedoes, your Connecticut's, things like that. That's determine your size and your shape of your cigar. Like I personally try to smoke nothing but Churchills because I can light it up. It'll last me a good, half hour, 45 minutes. Just smoking it. Just when I want to just, sit down on the back patio, make me a glass of scotch and just sit there and chill out for a little bit. So I can sit there and just do my thing.
Yeah.
Be left alone. But no, I just remember one day I had just turned 18, and I'm like, I want a cigar. No idea why. I just want one. So I went out. I went to a cigar shop, this tobacco place in the mall. Like I didn't know. I was like, oh, they have cigars.
I know which one you're talking about. I used to buy them from there too.
The one over there by the Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah.
That closed down.
R.I.P.
I forgot what it was called. But anyways, I walked in there and I bought it was a Romeo and Julieta Churchill. I'm like, or no, it was a Toro that I got. And so I was like, well, I'll try this. Consensus seems to be it's a good starter cigar. It's very mild, pretty easy to smoke. So I did that. And it actually went really well. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll start doing this. And then I remember a few months into it, I made a mistake. I made a big one. I started on a full-bodied cigar, and I didn't eat beforehand.
That's sick.
It went as well as you thought. I remember I was walking down River Street, and I pulled into Spanky's. I'm like, I need some food. And so I ordered a large glass of sweet tea and got food, and I just all the sweet tea. I went through like 3 glasses before the thing came out, and the waitress looks at me and was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I'm fine." And I'm just sitting there like sweating and like the whole time. And my food finally came. I'm like, "Just put it in a to-go box." And I just left, and I went home, and I was like, "Oh, I was dying." Last time I made that mistake.
Yeah, dude. I mean, granted, it's not cigar related, but whenever I eat Spankies, regardless of what it is, it makes my stomach hurt. I don't know what it is, but it's probably how greasy it is because everything there's fucking greasy as fuck.
Oh yeah. And for those of you who don't know, Spanky's is it's a Savannah restaurant. They claim to be the original home of the chicken finger, and their mascot's just a rooster giving you the finger, and they make really good chicken entrees, especially fried chicken, like chicken fingers and everything else. They also have some pretty decent pizza, but that's a good place to eat.
They're good fish
when you're in town. They do. And then the other thing they have there is a set of fries, which you can get fries. It's spuds. It's literally like a slice of the potato that's about like that thick. That's deep fried in their batter. Oh my God, they're so good.
Yeah, that's their thing. Chicken fingers and spuds.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, because the way River Street set up, if you've never been to River Street, it's a one-way street next to the fucking river.
It's all cobblestone.
It's old cobblestone from the 1600s.
16 or 1700s, right about the time that Savannah was founded. Yeah.
Yeah. So when General Oglethorpe, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
When Oglethorpe got here, he brought the stones as well. And they made River Street, blah, blah, fucking history. But anyway, while you're walking down the street, you got the river on one side and then some small shops and shit next to the water line. And then across the street, you got all these old ass fucking buildings. They're just tiny shops, total tourist traps. That's all they are. But you got your gyms in there, like starting at the easternmost end is Exotic Cigars right off the bat. That's where we go. and then you got a bunch of little fucking mom and pop shops that sell shit.
Touristy stuff.
Yeah, and then you got
Trinkets.
Spankies, and it's like pretty close to each other. So anytime we're on River Street, we go to Spankies, we get food, then we wrap back around to the cigar shop, grab our cigars. Lady even cuts and lights it for us before we leave, and then we get back on River Street, and then we walk back down. And River Street's known for having good bars. Well,
And they closed down the best one.
yeah. So unfortunately, this year, the owner of probably one of the oldest bars in Savannah.
And that was one of the. It was like at one point I think rated like the number 2 bar in the country.
Yeah, it was a really good bar, veteran oriented. It was called Kevin Barry's. They closed it down New Year's Day. They partied until literally clock struck, and then the owner walked in and said, "All right, everybody, pack your shit and get out. We're closed." He said they were going to party it up until then, and then he wanted to retire. He retired in 2020, and what a good fucking year to do so. Because, dude, like, granted, I'm not going to get into it, but it was a good bar.
Yeah.
I love Kevin Barry's. But there's
Really
a few other there's a few other places along River Street where you could probably get a cigar. But
there's one other spot, and you have to actually go behind the buildings, up the staircases, and get off the river. And there's a forget what the place is called, but it's like on the opposite end of River Street.
Yeah.
Although your camera is really out of focus.
Yeah,
right
I know. I'm trying to like move around.
But yeah, so that's about the only 2 that I can think of right off that are in like actual like historic downtown, which is like if you're going to Savannah, that's really the only place to go.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple other places to go, but like, excuse me. But yeah, like the best places to eat are all downtown anyways, except Lady and Son's fucked up place.
Yeah, nobody goes there. If you're a Savannah resident, we don't go there.
No.
If you're from here, no one goes there. Only tourists go there. But back to cigars. Savannah is very welcoming to cigar smokers. I know I've been to other places where I've tried to smoke a cigar walking down the street or whatnot, and then people have bitched about it. Savannah, you walk down the street with a cigar, they'll be like, "Oh man, that smells great. Where'd you get that?" And then we gotta plug our home girl down at Exotic Cigar, and then they go down there and get them a good cigar. But dude, I think we've probably hit our time limit on yeah, we're getting close to the end, so we can do our closing statements. But yeah, guys, we really love smoking cigars. Exotic Cigars on River Street, downtown Savannah. If you go down there, please give them a shout. Tell them Mitchell and Jon sent you, and they will take care of you. They will take care of you. I sent a friend down there and told them to mention me and Mitchell's name, and she gave him a discount. So go check out Exotic Cigars. Check us out on Facebook. If you haven't seen us already on Facebook, you do it, Mitchell.
And then don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube channel. We put out content like this 3 times a week. Jon will put out one on Monday. I'll do mine on Wednesday, and then every Friday at 5 p.m. we'll put out this podcast. Generally talking about just about anything related to the 4 letters. So yeah, give us a shout out in the comments. Go wild. We're not going to moderate. We'll see y'all next week.
All right, guys, take it easy. Appreciate y'all watching. Y'all have a good one. Have a good, safe weekend. Love y'all.